Hello, Scrappy Peeps. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope you are all doing fabulously. I have a really fun card project to share tonight. Quick little piece of information. I can't see comments tonight, so I'm gonna have to ask you all if you have questions that I can come back to. You can put them in the chat and I'll come back to it and answer them after. Or if maybe Penny or Candy is here with us, they can answer questions. I'm going to try to cover absolutely every step in making tonight's card project. So I'm gonna go through all of the steps, make them all, but just know that I can't answer questions. Okay, because I can't see the comments. So first of all, I didn't go live last week. I'm so sorry. I had a terrible migraine. It knocked me flat, and I was not able to go live. But I did make a card using the stamp of the month, the stencil of the month, and the little, if you do the Stamp Club Plus, you can, you get this cute little square package of like glitter stock, and I love that. So I made a little reel with a card later on in the week. It's over on Brutus Monroe's Instagram, my Instagram, and my YouTube. So you can see all of the different steps I used to make that. And I used the Brutella. If you've never used that Brutella before, it is like the funnest medium ever. One of my favorites. So I just thought I'd show that quick in case you missed it. And then we will go ahead on tonight's card project. So we're going to use the Life in the Garden stamp set. Sorry. I've gone ahead. I have stamped and colored 2 images from that stamp set because I have big plans for doing 2 cards with you tonight. I also grabbed I have no clue. Don't even ask me why this die set is still in stock, but it is. So I have the Elegant Eggs die set, which is just these gorgeous oval dies. They're wonderful, fabulous. I use them quite often. And so I chose this size here, and I cut them from this pearl white hollow stock. So if you go into the website and look at like the picture of this hollow stock, I don't think it does it justice at all. This pearl hollow stock, it really doesn't. It doesn't do it justice. So check out this. How gorgeous is this? Cuts like butter. I smacked my camera again, so sorry. So I have 2 of these little ovals cut. We're going to use them on our card project. At least that's the plan. But look, oh, so pretty. I pulled out the Retro Flower paper collection, some white cardstock. And this is the freebie for this week. It is this gorgeous set of rub-ons, and I'm going to try to incorporate them onto my card for this week. So if you place an order, the website, you get these gorgeous rub-ons, and I am going to try my plan in my head. We're going to use them tonight. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with our paper pad. So this is the paper pad of the month. I used it earlier this month for a traveler's notebook spread, but it is like, I love it. It's so pretty and gorgeous. So we're going to use it again tonight. So I thought we would use this paper, which is by far, maybe we'll use something else, because let's face it, that is my favorite paper in the entire collection. And I think I used it. Did I use that one? I don't know. No, I used this one, I think, maybe. Let's see. let's see what we have here. Okay, let's use the darker one. I really, really love this one. And let's do our cards 2 ways tonight. I think I'm going to need 2 of these for sure. Could also, no, I really want that. That big floral one is just too pretty. Although this one, decisions. We'll go with both those. I am going to make 2 cards simultaneously. I believe that is where I'm going here. Okay, so first card. Let's do these cards. So my idea is that we can make one that goes vertical and one that goes horizontal. And so the vertical one, let's do 4 by 5 1/4. And then we'll do the other one for 4 by 5 1/4, but it'll be horizontal. And then we're gonna do a white cardstock. And we're going to do 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So we're gonna have like a nice, you're really gonna be able to see that pattern paper. Same with this one. So 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And so my idea is, let's start with, we can start with the horizontal one, that's fine. So my idea is we do the floral panel and then the white panel. And then on the white panel, we have our little, in this case, our little watering can. And then I thought it would be really good and fun to, on this, so behind this white panel, right, we have our sentiment, and then we can decorate it with some of these gorgeous rub-ons. And then we can do the same with this one, but do it this way. And then we can pop up the card images that I've already colored from the stamp set. Right, so let's get to work on this. I'm gonna put just the smallest little bit of tape, and I'm actually gonna take my thumb and go like this a little bit, because I want this to kind of stay in place, but I don't want it to be completely I don't want it to be completely adhered down because I want to be able to start laying out where the rub-ons are gonna go. So I want to have this be here. And I'm cutting this super close, which is totally cool. One of my reasons I am a huge rub-on fan is because you can do things like this. And it doesn't matter how hard, you know, you do not have to cut these perfectly, because when you rub them on, they will rub on perfectly. And then you don't have to sweat at all about it. I just want to make sure that I have the spacing right. So there's our sentiment. There is that. Of course, these are going to shift just a smidgen, right? Like, they're not going to be perfect, but it's okay. And then I think we're going to use this half, because our watering can is this kind of tealy green color that's right here. And then you can kind of see the idea that we're going to kind of layer up and create a pattern behind that circle. So let's get this exactly where we want it to be. And yes, I have it going off the bottom just a little bit. And I'm gonna grab my Teflon bone folder for my... It does come with a little popsicle stick, if that's what you... And popsicle sticks work very, very well. I happen to be a little bit just attached to my little Teflon bone folder, so that's what I like to use. And these rub-ons are gonna need some pressure, lots of pressure. Go. You can also, and we may do this, you can also put them through a manual die cutting machine. And I may make that decision if this is not going to give me enough pressure to get the rub-ons on there. Yep, we're going to use the die cutting machine. Which is right here. Perfectly. Awesome. Some rub-ons. Just require a bit more pressure. And then perfect. So if you place an order and you get free rub-ons, make sure, I would highly recommend putting them through your die cut machine. So just like I had when I designed this, we're going to write justify. My words. And I'm not sure if everything will need to go through the die cut machine or if it was just those. We'll have to see how they die cut. And if I have to do them all with my die cut machine, so be it. It'll be fine. Yep. This live tonight will definitely take an hour. It does work a treat though, I will tell you. Especially when you just don't have the strength in your hands like I do. I just don't have the strength in my hands to get the right amount of pressure. There we go. These are very, very easy to line up. I might be getting my fuzzy head in the way, and if so, I apologize. But at least you can definitely see, like, you know this hack works. It works so well. Ta-da! Just put it right through your die cut machine. That'll give you the pressure you need to get these on. And I'm sorry if my little fuzzy head's in the way. I just want to get this lined up perfectly. So, I'm also going to take some time here, since I am going to be, might as well get a couple of these rub-ons on. I wanted to do this sentiment one at a time, but for the rest of the pieces I want to add to the background, I can do a couple at a time, and that shouldn't be a problem at all. So I was actually super happy that this was a free gift because I've had these rub-ons and used them before, and I love them. There we go. And I'm probably going to end up using almost the entire package of rub-ons on my 2 cards today. But I think you wouldn't need. You only need to do that if you're me. I think there's plenty here for a couple cards. And if you want to see more projects with the free gift, I think, no, I know, Christopher used them and showed off these rub-ons on his live on Tuesday. Go. I don't know if he showed the little die cut hack or not. There we go. And then we'll take the U off. And then, let's see. I want a little something in the middle of these 2 circles for a little extra interest. So let's grab this one and this one. And also keep in mind we're going to add this across, right? So I'm keeping it out of the middle. In fact, I'm going to move this one a little bit so that it's more of the flowers peeking out from behind our die cut piece and less of the green stem. There we go. That's gorgeous. There we go. And then this last little purpley one that matches those flowers. Can pop that one right there. And then we will have filled in all of the area. Could also do a little bit of splatter. Maybe we'll do some splatter. Let me see what color I can grab. Let's put this through first. And then we'll grab a creminist. See if we have like a pretty purple one. And we can do some splatter. Take your time when you take off the release paper. Here we go. So I just have a die cut machine, just a regular like Sizzix one, and I'm just using the regular pads that I use for my, when I'm gonna cut a die cut. So nothing, I'm not using anything special to put these through my machine. They're just I'm just putting them straight into my die cut machine. Okay, let's take a look and see if I have a pretty purple that will work. I think there's probably lots and lots and lots of purples that will work. I'm not. So any purple shade of Chroma Mist, or even blue maybe would work. I am doing this on the fly, so I just think that that little bit of extra would be pretty. And we'll use, I think Tiara is still in stock. I'm not sure. This is Wisteria, and I don't know if it is in stock or not, so I have no idea. And I'm creating on the fly, so and we'll put our little watering can right into the middle of our egg. And then we'll layer that. I like that better. I was wondering if that was going to be what I decided on. Here we go. Right into place. There we go. So there's card number 1. So cute. Okay, let's go for card number 2 now. Clean up just a smidge here. I'm going to put this back on the backing paper, but I'm going to actually take this and put it off to the side because we might end up using that. 1. And I think we might end up using some of these pink and orange pieces. We'll see how we go. There we go. And the pretty, this, here is the other one. Just straighten up just a minute. Just a smidge between card projects. If I make too much of a mess, I get a little twitchy. So we're gonna clean up a little bit. I start to lose things. So in between cards, we're gonna kind of straighten up what we have here. Okay, so the next card, we're gonna pretty much do almost the same thing, just with different colors and different die cuts and different rub-ons. Not die cuts, rub-ons, different rub-ons. Grab a drink. Okay. So same basic thought process, right? Except we're gonna do the little topiary from our stamp set. And so we're gonna go a different colorway completely. And I think we're gonna do the Hello My Friend, which, let me see, may not need to be cut apart at all. Oh, yes it does. Okay. So the one thing I don't know, and I don't know that I want to try, I guess that's the thing. I only have one set of rub-ons. I don't know if I want to try, is if the rub-ons will work onto this hollow stock. So, because I don't know, we're not going to try it. Let's do, so this one we write justified. Let's let justify this one. Just to be different and unique. I'm gonna give it a little push down before I put it through the okay. Oh, straighten this out before we push it down. Sometimes rub-ons can be overly sticky to where like you want them, they can't be moved. Like once they're down, they can't be moved. These are not like that. Over to the die cut machine. There we go. And then you can just pull them up very lightly. Just take your time. finicky. Oh dear. What I'm going to do, so I'm going to put this one down. Because I think the rest of that sentiment just needs to go through the die cut machine again. It's not super happy, and I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, see, and then this one doesn't even need, that one doesn't even need to be put through the die cut machine. They are a little finicky rub-ons, I will tell you. They can be a little finicky. And if they don't come off clean this time, I have another little trick up my sleeve to show you how to fix them. Yeah, that one's not coming off so nice. I'm going to take a black gel pen and just color in. This is a really easy fix. I actually do this with stamps all the time. So if you end up having some trouble with the words, here is a lovely little fix for you, because we've already gone this far in the card. We're not, we're not stopping now. We're here already. There you go. And all of the other ones, the flowers and the leaves, they all went through without a hitch. So we're not going to let that little one stop us. I had thought that I was going to want one of these borders, but I don't think that I do. I do think I want some of the splatter for sure, but I feel like maybe. do like that. I think if I pull this one in, it'll just kind of look like we have some layers, clusters and such. If you would like to see another layout using this, another card, using this stamp set, the one that comes in the inspiration box, there is another reel on my channel where I use it with that Milky Way embossing powder to create a super fun card. And remember, so a couple weeks ago when I did my live and we used that embossing powder, the Milky Way embossing powder, I said how it looked like dirt or potting soil, and you can really see that in that card. So I sort of got my, let's grab a mist, and we'll do a mist just like we were gonna do a mist, just like we did a mist on our first card. I just have to find the right one. Let's look. I really want the tiara one. There it is. Again, the fun splatter was total just on the fly. I had no plans on using that. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the whole world. There we go. There we go, that's lovely. So all of the products I featured in my card projects tonight will be linked down in the description box. And if you place an order tonight, you would have to place the order tonight if you want the rub-ons for free. The rub-ons are only free until midnight, and then tomorrow Christopher will be live and there will be a brand new freebie that he will show you. So that's pretty cool. I'm the last call girl. Last call for rub-ons tonight. So pretty. Okay. And so there's our two cards for this evening. Two different colorways. Two different designs. Love this retro flower paper pad. Have I mentioned that? I feel like I have. So this isn't quite dry yet. So I want to make sure that I don't totally mess it up. There we go. So there's our card project. I love this month's release. This stamp set was fabulous. I enjoyed it in both, using it both ways. I think the star of tonight's show is this white hollow stock in the pearl and those elegant egg dies. If you don't have those, that's what I would go shopping for this evening. Because, and then you get your, and then the freebie, of course. But so gorgeous. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's live, and I will see you again next week. I also think at some point I bumped my phone. I apologize.